All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm doing a special version of the recent runner technical analysis videos. I'm kind of doing a lessons learned plus what to expect tomorrow kind of thing, okay? Because these three stocks were obviously a very high interest. All three of them really did not move the way most people want. Knock on wood, I think I would say I got them all right. So it's less about why I got them right and more about how you can get them right next time, right? So I'll give you a little bit of my thinking again, and then we'll actually talk about what I expect to happen, okay? All that said, just in general, look, no one wants to sit on a 30%, almost 40% loss after another bad day yesterday, right? But I promise you, moments like this will make you a better trader. If you actually bought here, watched it come down at 34 cents, use that. All right, make sure you never do it again. Learn from your mistake and become better, okay? And that's what we're going to try to do a little bit on this video, all right? All that said, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages. There's only one right here, but there are horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe. It does really well with the YouTube algorithms. But even if you don't, just thank you so much for watching these, okay? And then, hey, if you disagree with anything, just throw it in the comments, all right? These are just my thoughts and opinions. I'm not here pretending to be perfect. And if yours are better than mine, I actually want to hear them, okay? So let's get into the details. Look, we obviously made the video on the close of the 6th, okay? And a couple really important things happened that really would have faked out some of the best traders, okay? One thing I said was if it opens above the day before, if it opens above this line, that should be a good thing. And man, it opened all the way up here, all right? That for sure is going to fool some people. It actually went up a little bit as well and almost kissed that $1 line, right? Looks like it basically got to like 99 cents, right? And then clearly plummeted from there. Okay, so few things, all right? First and foremost, we talked about the RSI. All right, the RSI was at an 87 right here. I know things seem like they're going to always keep running and always keep running and always keep running, but hey, the RSI and really the MACD in a little bit of itself too, but the RSI is a really good gauge of is it too much? Right? And once you cross that 80 number, that generally means, look, a lot of people have bought this thing and it's probably going to cool off. It went from 80 to 87, almost a 10% bump from what we generally call our roof, right? So you just, look, it's not, it definitely could have kept going higher. It could have gone to 100. I don't know if I've ever seen above 100, but I don't think that there's anything actually stopping it. I don't really know the math. Maybe it is 0 to 100, right? But yeah, definitely could have gone higher, but you set an expectation and that helps you not get too surprised, right? Again, from there, I'm just going to kind of zoom. Ooh, I'm laggy a little bit. Sorry about that. Give me a sec to zoom out more. I want to see where my next line was. So we never actually got too close to the next line. It obviously looks not that bad, right? It's only roughly 10 cents higher, but yeah, it actually doesn't get that close. I wouldn't even say we test the line. And then, yeah, unfortunately, this thing dropped. The crazy thing is we actually had more volume than the day before, but yeah, clearly it was nothing but sells and shorts, right? Which never is a good thing. Look, we did hold the 8 and the 200, but what I never like is when the candle just completely eats up the last one, right? It worked really hard to get here, and then in a single day, we went completely worse than it opened, right? That's generally not a good thing, right? So I don't like that we ate the whole candle. That's not good. I don't like that the MACD started a curve, right? We're starting to go under right here, and yeah, today was obviously a really bad day. What also sucks was there was definitely a fool out, right? It looked like it was going to make a hard recovery. Someone definitely bought at 50 cents, right? And then watched it come down to 34. Once you go under these key moving averages, it's generally game over. And that's kind of one of the things I said, right? I said if we hold the 200, which we actually did right here, the expectation would be a super bounce up. If that doesn't happen, you gotta believe that you just start losing moving averages. That's how this works, right? You break one, you break one, you break one, you break them all, you start to lose them, and eventually you'll start to lose them all, right? So right now, again, that's a bad RSI. It looks like things want to still go down. The MACD is definitely starting to curve, right? There's a realistic shot that this thing can come down here into 22, 23. Have we gone? Hopefully 31 might be a good place to save it. Hopefully 26 might be a good place to save it. If we lose 22 cents, you can see that that's the 100 over there. If we lose 22 cents, this bad boy's coming down. Damn, I'm a little laggier than I want to be. Sorry about that, but I would probably draw the line. I'm going to do it right there. I think if we lose 22, we come down to 15. I don't know if we'll come this low, come to 11, and then obviously all-time lows. I'll just drop it, but 15 seems kind of realistic. And look, that's a little bit more than a 50% drop from where we're at if we get there, right? So definitely be careful. But this right here is just basically telling me, hey, I don't know if the 20 is going to hold. I don't know if you're going to be able to make that bounce up, and you're probably dropping here. It should be difficult to lose these two lines. But yeah, if it does, I think 15 cents falls and is where we are. 50 RSI on a come down is still not that low. This thing needs to come into the 40s and 30s before I actually start saying, okay, I think we might recover. That number, that looking, the way that this looks, and just the fact that it doesn't look like that 20 did much, I really see us falling to here. So look, be careful here. I hope you get why it didn't continue. I do think a lot of it was the RSI. A lot of it goes into what I say, the close matters a lot more than the open. Now, if you're a day trader and your fingers on the mouse, yeah, whatever, you kind of don't care. You have the ability to literally sell it up here before it drops, right? But if you're like me, you have a full-time job and your focus isn't on the charts, yeah, you can't. You gotta wait for the close and confirmation. That's a big thing I keep talking about, and hopefully you see it here. I'm not gonna look at the weekly because honestly we're just talking about the dailies, and my last video did look at the weekly. So this is, like I said, a little bit of a learn and go. Okay, MULN. Man, I'm telling you, MULN is not the same stock that it used to be. Back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I'm talking like 5 months, maybe 6 months ago, like late last year, right? If MULN did something like this, where it peaked, honestly, I would have jumped in well before confirmation, right? Like MULN used to be the thing where if you saw the little gopher pop its head out of the hole, you knew it was there, right? And I'm telling you, that is no longer where MULN is in my head. MULN really, really needs to prove itself. And that's very much what I stressed here, right? One day over the 8, I know it's a gap up. I know it looked like a good percentage. It meant nothing. It really, really meant nothing. I'm so surprised I got no thumbs down, because generally when I talk bad about MULN, there are some passionate people that get offended and thumbs down my video. But I really think I am not the only one that believes this and has changed their mentality on MULN. MULN is not the stock it used to be. The run from 1 to 4, that wasn't that long ago, seems like an eternity ago. And I'm telling, I bang that drum of wait for confirmation so much. MULN, I used to not care about confirmation. Confirmation is where I would average up and go even more, right? But back in the day, if you broke the 8, had all these reds, there was almost a guarantee you were coming here. I was very adamant that I didn't think that this was going to go. I was very adamant that I thought we were going to come into all-time lows more than we would break 30. And clearly, it happened a lot quicker than actually I expected. I didn't think that this would be as devastating a rejection, no. You know what I mean? I thought maybe we would doji again, or maybe just kind of hard. We just gave up the 8 and just real quick gave up that line. And I'm not going to talk about the weekly. I'm just showing you, all right? It's laggy, and I do apologize, but we are under all-time lows. There is no other line. There is no other candle. There is nothing. And we are in a scary place with MULN. And when I say we, I might be saying you, because I'm for sure not in this bad boy. All right. MULN needs to prove itself before we make assumptions. All right. And that's going to be what echoes on the next stock too, XELA. All right. The days of Big Daddy MULN are, I think, behind us. And you know I'm not a hater. If you disagree, throw it in the comments. You might be right and change my perspective. I would very much be open to that if it was true. But the way I see it, MULN is no different than XELA. All right. And what do I mean by that? Look, obviously, all we've been doing is trading under the 8 and the 20, right? We make a nice move, but definitely a hard rejection. We actually come down to here. A good 12% day, so this is a very interesting candle to say the least, right? We've actually surpassed that. There's definitely some interesting things to say about today. Okay, and I'll get to today shortly, but we talked about it, right? That 50 has been pesky. It opened over, it actually went up. It was the same kind of like fake out we saw in the other one, but then we close under it, go even lower. Honestly, most stocks would have done horribly and gone down. I'm really surprised that this thing had the 12% day. It's actually still not a bad MACD and RSI. I'm still holding this 7-cent line. I have my alert. I'll set it again just to be safe. Let me know if we hit 7 cents, right? I'd be more than happy to know, because then, yeah, we'll be over the 50. And again, what do I care about? I care about the close. Excuse me, more than the open. Look how long it's been since we've been under the 50. I'm not going to zoom out more because it's laggy, right? But yeah, it kind of seems like maybe this 20 defeat might be behind us. But yeah, if we can't break the 50, not too much good is going to happen. But yeah, it's the same thing that we said earlier. Just, luckily it got a 12% day today instead of what probably should have been a horrible down day, in all honesty. But break the 50, and I care here. Don't break the 50, and it's the exact same comments from the next week. You can't just assume. All right. You need a stock to like prove itself to you. And like, I sincerely hope you raise your criteria, because what used to be a big mover just really quickly can stop doing that. So a bit of a different view on this video. I hope it went really well. I do hope that this was beneficial. But again, let me know if you disagree with anything. Otherwise, I appreciate your time so much.